Doma Sports Talk Worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know in a rush to get concussed, baby. Now, news for the Anthony Johnson versus Tyson Fury fight that's supposed to be happening. We don't know when exactly, but we got some more news. Maybe we starting to know something, right? Wembley could be back in play for Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury undisputed fight in Wembley Stadium, and trying to see get as many people as possible. Now, for Britain, this is good news because that fight, two British guys, where should it really be? We know because of the pandemic, they were thinking Middle East, U.S., a few places, a couple of places, but a few places in the Middle East, U.S., and somewhere else too. I forget, but it's 4 or 5 options. Even Tyson Fury was saying he has 4 or 5 options on his table right now to have this fight. But Wembley is back in play. The mayor, what's his name, Sadiq Khan, he was saying we'll do whatever it takes to support Eddie. And he means Eddie Hearn here. And he said, if y'all want to have that fight on July 24th, then we're ready. Right? So who knows how many people they can fit in, but if it's a substantial amount, then why the hell not? And that's where that fight should be. If it's going to happen. So everybody will probably be happy, even John Fury, who's been complaining about moving things forward. Let's see what's up. Now, the thing that I'm going to be very, focused on, I'm going to tell you, y'all know, is because Tyson Fury doesn't have a UK license. That's why I'm interested in how they're going to do this. What's going to be the scenario? He doesn't have a UK license because of his, transgressions with nandrolone. Plus, they should put the Martin Carefoot thing back on it, saying it's wild boar and all of those things, instead of just saying, okay, y'all caught me. But that plus the cocaine. So I'm wondering if you got popped twice, you don't have a license in the UK, and everybody seems to know it. The media knows it, but you don't see nothing about it, right? That's going to be funny to see how we're going to do that. Are they going to give us the silent treatment and hope we've all kind of lost focus that Fury doesn't have one and just give him one and don't nobody mention it? They're going to take that BBBOC, what is that? Boxing Board of Treatment. UKAD, United Kingdom Anti-Drug Administration comes out with a statement saying, well, hey, we've exonerated them or what. How they're going to play. I'm going to be focused on that because not having a license means it's a reason why, right? It's a reason why, So it's a lot of stuff like that going on. You got to see because the media is very, very important how they do. And you got to be careful with them. You got to come way in the internet to find some information that's real pertinent. Like big stories. Normally, they want the scoop. And the scoop right now, for those who really want to get it out there, is Tyson Fury don't have a license. So when Wembley's back in play, how are they going to navigate that problem? Be interesting, right? Because the media, they'll say a lot of stuff. Canelo got popped with clenbuterol. They just raised the levels of clenbuterol. Media didn't say much about that. It was okay, cool. We said one day or something, and it's gone, right? If you think about it, when it comes to Tyson Fury, it's a lot of little stuff that they got to just let go through. Look at John McDermott, for example. Just John McDermott. For somebody, you in the news, you trying to get something before the other ones, your competition. You don't invite John McDermott on your show to ask him what happened in your second fight with Tyson Fury, right? So he can explain exactly what happened, and then you can see the exact match of that. It's the same thing that happened with Deontay Wilder, like exactly, almost to the T. Nobody invites him because they ain't trying to get the scoop. You know what I'm saying? Stepfather, the movie back in the day, he was a stepfather over here, all nice, and then he freaked out on him. When that, messed up, then all of a sudden he's somewhere else with a whole new identity. By the end of the day, he's going to be stepfather. And then they find out it's the same dude. Things like a John McDermott would be pertinent for news, but they don't show it. The media will ignore a lot of stuff. I'm just saying. Totally, an undisputed fight between Canelo and Andre. Fight in the middleweight division, no one mentions it. Right? Undisputed fight with Haney versus Lopez. Right now, you can't get the media to say, hey, that was Lopez's fault. We could have had undisputed at lightweight. They're saying everything else, mentioning the franchise belt, right, which is the Charlo belt. Like, oh, that's okay. You know what I'm saying? The mandatory and Ryan Garcia. Another mandatory and Jaime Munguia. They won't fight Devin Haney and Demetrius Andrade, respectively, right? Won't. Mandatories. They ain't going to fight. You're supposed to say something about that. That's huge. Those are cardinal sins of boxing that the media look away from. That we're gonna have mandatories right now just saying we ain't fighting this person, and have the media just helping them, aiding and abetting the whole time. Like, though that's huge. You stop right there. Wait a minute. You what? And you make an article about it and say something about it. Next time they talk about them, they'll be this and they'll be that. So I'm just telling you right now, when that's all okay for you as a consumer, as a so-called boxing fan, because I'm not one, right? That's because of these kind of stuff. But for those that say they're boxing fans, then this would irk you, right? And if this doesn't irk you, these kind of things that are going on, then you're not a sportsman, right? Because you're supposed to like sport. You know what I'm saying? You can't just have sport and have people saying, hey, we got to the semifinals, we're going to avoid the semifinals, we're going to go around this person, around that person. Then it's not sport anymore. So let's see what the media is going to do with this, because it's really good news, actually, that the Tyson Fury Anthony Joshua fight can happen at Wembley. Right? I think everybody involved would be happy. The English people, they seem to want this fight a whole lot. Don't care how it happens, right? But they want it. So, Wembley would be full if you allow it to be full. I'm pretty sure. But let's see what's going to happen with Tyson Fury's license. Keep your focus there, because it's going to be interesting. I'm expecting silence, but let's see what happens. Dope Sports Talk Worldwide, and I'm up out of here, y'all.